President Trump trying to lead by example to downsize the federal government. The White House payroll this year is the smallest it's been in more than a decade when you factor inflation. Here to discuss this morning is Deputy Public Policy Editor at OpenTheBooks.com, Rachel O'Brien. Good morning to you, Rachel. Great to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
How many White House staffers are on the payroll and at what cost to the taxpayer?
So the Trump administration currently has 404 employees this year, and they're spending just about $44 million to pay them. So that's the lowest since at least 2009. But 35 of these people made a lot of money. They made at least $195,000. Only one staffer earned that much in the Biden White House last year, and nobody earned that much in the final year of Trump's first term. So the average staffer makes about $109,000. You have the people who are at the tippy top. Presidential advisor Jacqueline Klopp, she's the highest paid, $225,000. She advises on immigration and homeland security. The press secretary, Carolyn Levitt, she makes $195,000. Her predecessor last year under the Biden administration, Karine Jean-Pierre, she made $180,000. Trump's chief of staff, Susan Wiles, also made $195,000, more than Biden's chief of staff. You have the border czar, Tom Homan, the Homeland Security Advisor, Stephen Miller, and Comms Director, Stephen Chung. They all made $195,000. So Trump also employs 27 lawyers. That's a dramatic reduction from the 45 lawyers that were in Biden's office.
Right, and double the cost, too, at double the cost. So compared to Trump's first term, the payroll averaged just under $50 million a year. What new positions did he add during the second term?
Yeah, so just under 50 million, right? So he did add a few new people and new positions. Like you said, Alice Johnson, she is now the pardon czar. You may remember her. She was serving a life sentence for her involvement in drug trafficking when Trump pardoned her in 2018 after Kim Kardashian brought her case to Trump's attention. And so Alice Johnson's making $145,000 to make recommendations on which prisoners should be granted clemency. Trump also added this whole National Energy Dominance Council. The executive director, Jared Agin, makes $155,000. Deputy executive directors Blake Dealey and John Wrighton, they make $195,000, $152,000. There are even more people who work on that council, but we don't have their pay because they're not listed in the White House payroll. They're under other agencies.
Bottom line, though, how does that compare to the Biden White House?
Yeah, so this $44 million this year is actually 29% less than what Biden spent last year. So he spent over $62 million on his staff last year. They had 565 people. That was the most since Richard Nixon was president. It's 161 more people than the Trump White House currently. So Biden White House payroll costs taxpayers on average between $57 and $58 million per year. That's about $8 million more than during Trump's first term. President Obama, he never spent less than $51 million on a White House payroll during his 8 years in office. So Trump is leading by example in shrinking the size of the government by having a small White House staff.
All right, Deputy Public Policy Editor at OpenTheBooks.com, Rachel O'Brien, thanks for joining us this morning. Have a good weekend.
You too. Thanks for having me.